In the heart of an African village, where the sun kisses the earth with its golden warmth and the rhythms of life echo through the air like a sacred melody, there lived a girl whose beauty was as radiant as the morning sun rising over the savannah. Her name was Adana, and she was the embodiment of grace and resilience, a flower blooming amidst the vibrant tapestry of her homeland. Born beneath the watchful gaze of 1,000 stars, Adana emerged into the embrace of her mother's loving arms, her first cries mingling with the whispered promises of the night breeze. From that moment on, it was as if the very earth itself recognized her arrival, for the air seemed to hum with a sense of anticipation, as if heralding the dawn of a new era. As Adana grew, she blossomed like the vibrant wildflowers that dotted the landscape, her laughter ringing out like the joyful chirping of birdsong at dawn. Her ebony locks, kissed by the sun's gentle caress, cascaded in waves down her back, framing a face as radiant as the morning sun. Her eyes, the color of the deepest pools of midnight, sparkled with a wisdom beyond her years, reflecting the untamed spirit of the wilderness that surrounded here. Raised amidst the traditions and customs of her ancestors, Adana learned the ancient rhythms of the land, dancing to the beat of drums that echoed through the village like the heartbeat of Mother Earth herself. She walked with a grace born of knowing her place in the world, her footsteps echoing the steady rhythm of the land beneath her feet. But it was not just Adana's outward beauty that captured the hearts of those around her. It was the kindness that radiated from her soul, like the warm glow of a campfire on a chilly night, the compassion that flowed freely from her heart, like the waters of the mighty river that wound its way through the village. Her love for the marketplace was palpable, woven into the very fabric of her being. To her, it was more than a marketplace. It was a symphony of sights, scents, and sounds that stirred her soul with its vibrant energy. As dawn painted the sky with hues of pink and gold, Adana set forth on her journey through the maze of stalls, her heart brimming with anticipation. With each step, she was greeted by familiar faces, the smiles and nods of her fellow villagers, filling her with a sense of belonging that was unmatched anywhere else. But amidst the hustle and bustle of the marketplace, Adana's gaze was drawn to a stall adorned with an array of fruits, their colors as vivid as a painter's palette. Here, amidst nature's bounty, she found herself enchanted, her fingers itching to pluck the ripest fruits for her beloved mother. With a practiced eye, Adana selected the juiciest mangoes, the plumpest grapes, and the sweetest oranges, each fruit a testament to her love and gratitude. For Adana, picking fruits for her mother was not just a task, it was a ritual, a sacred bond between mother and daughter that transcended words. As she moved from stall to stall, Adana couldn't help but be swept away by the symphony of the marketplace, the laughter of children, the banter of vendors, and the melodious calls of birds overhead. Here, amidst the chaos and the cacophony, she found peace, a sense of harmony that resonated deep within her soul. With her basket brimming with fruits, her heart light with joy. On this particular day, the sun hung high in the sky, casting its golden rays upon the village square and illuminating the vibrant tapestry of life that unfolded beneath its gaze. It was amidst this kaleidoscope of color and sound that Adana found herself drawn to the fabric stall, her curiosity piqued by the promise of adventure and discovery that lay within. As she approached the stall, Adana felt a sense of excitement course through her veins, her heart quickening with anticipation at the sight of the myriad patterns and textures that lay before her. Bolts of cloth in every hue imaginable stretched out before her like a rainbow unfurled, their intricate designs calling out to her with a siren song. She reached out a trembling hand, her fingers trailing lightly over the fabric's surface, as if seeking to decipher the stories that lay woven within its threads. Each piece told a tale of its own, of distant lands and ancient traditions, of love and loss, of triumph and tribulation. But it was not just the beauty of the fabric that captivated Adana. It was the craftsmanship that went into each piece, the skill and dedication of the artisans who had poured their hearts and souls into creating something of such exquisite beauty. With each passing moment, she found herself failing deeper under the spell of the fabric stall, her senses alive with the sights and sounds of the village that surrounded her. In the heart of the bustling African village, amidst the vibrant hues and rich textures of the fabric stall, stood a young man whose presence commanded attention. Tall and lean, with sinewy arms and a rugged countenance, he exuded an air of quiet confidence as he surveyed the bolts of cloth that surrounded him. His eyes, deep and dark like the night sky, sparkled with a quiet intensity as he ran his fingers over the intricate patterns and textures of the fabrics. Dressed in garments woven from the finest threads of the land, the young man moved with the grace of a lion prowling through the savannah. His movements were fluid and purposeful, a testament to the strength and agility that lay within him. As he stood amidst the colourful array of fabrics, his passion for the craft evident in the way his eyes lit up with each new discovery. Though he spoke little, his presence spoke volumes, drawing the attention of all who passed by. There was a magnetism to him, a magnetic pull that drew people in and left them captivated by his aura of strength and determination. Lost in the beauty of the fabrics, Adana scarcely noticed the presence of another soul nearby. But as she reached for a particularly vibrant piece of cloth, her hand brushed against another, and she looked up to find herself locking eyes with a young man who stood beside her. Amadi, tall and lean, with eyes as deep and dark as the African night sky, the young man exuded a quiet strength and confidence that drew Adana in. His presence seemed to fill the space around him, commanding attention without saying a word. For a moment, they stood in silence, their eyes locked in a silent exchange that spoke volumes. Then, with a smile that reached all the way to his eyes, the young man gestured to the fabrics around them, inviting Adana to share in the beauty that surrounded them. As they explored the fabric stall together, she felt a sense of ease wash over her in the young man's presence. They exchanged stories of their favourite patterns and textures, their laughter mingling with the rustle of fabric and the distant sounds of village life. With each passing moment, Adana found herself drawn deeper into conversation with the handsome stranger, their connection growing stronger with each shared smile and exchanged glance. It was as if they had known each other for a lifetime, their souls intertwined in a dance as old as time itself. As days turned into weeks, Adana found herself returning to the fabric stall more frequently, drawn by the magnetic pull of the vibrant textiles and the captivating presence of Amadi, the handsome stranger she had encountered. Each visit became an opportunity for Adana to escape the hustle and bustle of daily life and lose herself in the world of fabrics and conversation with Amadi. Their interactions became the highlight of her days, as they delved deeper into conversation with each passing visit. They spoke of their dreams and aspirations, their fears and uncertainties, sharing pieces of themselves with one another as they grew more comfortable in each other's presence. Amadi proved to be a thoughtful and attentive listener, his eyes filled with genuine interest as Adana spoke of her hopes for the future and her love for the traditions of their village. In turn, Adana found herself captivated by Amadi's stories of his travels and adventures, his experiences shaping him into the person he had become. Their connection seemed to deepen with each shared moment, their souls intertwining like the threads of the fabrics that surrounded them. It was as if they had known each other for a lifetime, their bond growing stronger with each shared smile and exchanged glance. As they talked, Adana discovered that they shared many interests and values, from their love of their homeland to their belief in the power of family and community. They laughed together over shared jokes and found solace in each other's company during moments of reflection. But amidst the laughter and camaraderie, there lingered an unspoken tension, a question that hung in the air like the scent of rain before a storm. Adana couldn't deny the growing attraction she felt for Amadi, nor could she ignore the way her heart skipped a beat whenever he smiled at her. As the days passed and their friendship blossomed, Adana found herself wondering what the future might hold for her and Amadi. Was their connection merely a fleeting moment of serendipity, or was it something more? A bond forged in the fires of fate that would endure the test of time. In the cool early hours of the morning, before the sun had even begun its ascent into the sky, Adana and Amadi would steal away from the village, their footsteps soft against the earth as they ventured into the heart of the wilderness. Hand in hand, they would wander along hidden paths and secret spots known only to them. The gentle rustle of leaves and the melodious chirping of birds serving as the soundtrack to their adventures. As they walked, they shared stories of their childhoods, weaving together the threads of their pasts to create a tapestry of shared memories. Adana spoke of the hours she spent playing beneath the shade of the baobab tree, her laughter mingling with the laughter of her siblings as they chased each other through fields of tall grass. Amadi, in turn, regaled her with tales of his own upbringing, of the lessons learned from his elders and the traditions passed down through generations. With each story shared and each moment spent together, Adana and Amadi discovered new layers to their bond, strengthening the foundation of their connection with each passing day. They found solace in each other's presence, drawing strength from the shared understanding that came from growing up in the same village, under the same African sky. As they explored, their laughter echoed through the air like the call of the wild, a joyful testament to the growing connection between them. They danced beneath the canopy of towering trees, their movements fluid and free, their spirits lifted by the sheer joy of being alive. In those stolen moments of solitude, surrounded by the beauty of the natural world and the warmth of each other's embrace, Adana and Amadi found a sense of peace and belonging that transcended words. It was a connection forged in the fires of shared experience and nurtured by the deep-rooted love they held for their homeland and each other. And so, as they wandered hand in hand through the wilderness, their hearts intertwined like the branches of the ancient trees that surrounded them, Adana and Amadi knew that their bond was as unbreakable as the bonds of family and tradition that had shaped their lives. And with each passing day their love grew stronger, a testament to the enduring power of connection and the beauty found in unity. As Adana returned to her usual routine in the fabric shop, she carried with her the memories of her encounters with Amadi, the handsome stranger who had captured her heart. Though she longed for the warmth of his smile and the comfort of their conversations, she knew that their time together was but a fleeting respite from the demands of daily life. Each day, as she busied herself with the tasks of the fabric shop, measuring and cutting cloth, assisting customers, and tending to the displays, Adana found herself lost in thought, her mind wandering back to the moments she had shared with Amadi. She smiled as she remembered their laughter, their shared stories, and the way his eyes lit up with genuine interest whenever she spoke. But amidst the memories, there lingered a sense of longing, a yearning for the warmth of Amadi's presence and the companionship they had shared. Adana couldn't shake the feeling that a piece of her was missing, as if a part of her soul had been left behind in the fabric stall, waiting for the return of its counterpart. As the days passed and life carried on, Amadi found himself swept up in the ebb and flow of daily responsibilities. He tended to his duties with diligence, throwing himself into his work and the demands of village life with a sense of purpose and determination. But amidst the busyness of his days, Amadi couldn't shake the memory of Adana, the beautiful girl he had met at the fabric stall. Her laughter echoed in his mind, her smile a beacon of warmth that illuminated even the darkest corners of his thoughts. Deep down, Amadi knew that he liked Adana, more than he cared to admit. There was something about her that drew him in, a magnetism that transcended the boundaries of time and space. He found himself thinking of her often, wondering what she was doing and whether she ever thought of him in return. But as the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, Amadi realized that their lives had taken divergent paths, each consumed by their own obligations and responsibilities. He knew that Adana was busy with her work at the fabric shop, just as he was occupied with his duties in the village. Yet, despite the distance that separated them, Amadi couldn't shake the feeling that he wanted to be with Adana, to share in the moments of laughter and conversation that had brought them together. He longed to see her smile and hear her laughter once more, to feel the warmth of her presence by his side. But as the saying went, time waits for no one, and Amadi knew that if he wanted to be with Adana, he would have to take action. He resolved to find a way to bridge the gap that separated them, to reach out to Adana and express his true feelings, no matter the outcome. For deep down, Amadi knew that life was too short to let love slip through his fingers, and that if he didn't take a chance, he might spend the rest of his days wondering what if. With a renewed sense of determination, Amadi set out to follow his heart, trusting that fate would guide him on the path to Adana, the girl who had captured his heart and ignited his soul with the flame of love. As the villagers go about their daily routines, there is a sense of camaraderie and solidarity that permeates the air, a shared understanding of the challenges and joys that come with life in the village. They move with purpose and determination, their spirits buoyed by the knowledge that they are part of something greater than themselves. And amidst the hustle and bustle of daily life, there is a quiet undercurrent of anticipation, a sense that something special is on the horizon, for word has spread throughout the village of the blossoming connection between Adana and Amadi, the handsome stranger she met at the fabric stall. As they go about their business, the villagers whisper words of encouragement and well wishes for the young couple, their hearts filled with hope for a future, filled with love and happiness. They know that life in the village can be challenging, but they also know that with love and support, anything is possible. And so, as the sun dips low on the horizon and the village settles into the embrace of the night, the people of the village send their silent prayers and blessings into the universe, knowing that love has the power to conquer even the greatest of obstacles. Groups of young men and women gather in clusters. Their laughter rings out like music, blending with the sounds of the bustling marketplace as they exchange stories and share in the camaraderie of friendship. Amidst the chatter, the topic of conversation inevitably turns to Adana and Amadi, the young couple whose budding romance has captured the imagination of the entire village. Excitement crackles in the air as they discuss the chance encounter at the fabric stall and speculate about what the future might hold for the pair. The young women giggle conspiratorially, their heads bent together as they whisper tales of love and romance, their imaginations running wild with the possibilities. They admire Adana's beauty and grace, envious of the connection she shares with Amadi, yet thrilled to witness the blossoming of a love story right before their eyes. Meanwhile, the young men nod knowingly, their voices filled with admiration and respect for Amadi, the handsome stranger who has captured Adana's heart. They clap him on the back and offer words of encouragement, sharing stories of their own romantic conquests and offering advice gleaned from their own experiences. As the golden rays of the setting sun cast a warm, amber glow over the African village, Adana sits outside her family's mud brick home with her mother. They are surrounded by the comforting hum of village life, the distant laughter of children playing, the rhythmic beat of drums in the distance, and the gentle rustle of leaves in the evening breeze. Adana's fingers trace absent-mindedly along the edge of her vibrant wrap, her mind preoccupied with thoughts of Amadi, the handsome stranger she met at the fabric stall. Each encounter with him replays in her mind like scenes from a cherished memory, filling her with a curious mixture of excitement and uncertainty. With a hesitant sigh, Adana begins to share her feelings with her mother, her words tumbling out in a rush as she struggles to articulate the whirlwind of emotions swirling inside her. She speaks of the warmth of Amadi, the easy laughter they share, and the sense of connection that seems to grow stronger with each passing day. Her mother listens intently, her eyes warm and understanding as she absorbs her daughter's words. She offers silent reassurance and support, her presence a comforting anchor amidst the uncertainty of Adana's feelings. As Adana speaks, she can feel the weight of her doubts and fears lifting, replaced by a sense of clarity and purpose. She knows that she is not alone and that she has her mother's unwavering love and support to guide her through whatever challenges lie ahead. In the quiet moments that follow, Adana's mind races with uncertainty. She wonders about Amadi and the connection they share, unsure of what the future may hold. Yet, amidst her doubts, she finds solace in her mother's words of wisdom and encouragement. With a renewed sense of determination, Adana takes a deep breath, ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. She knows that she is not alone, and that no matter what the future may bring, she will always have the love and support of her family to guide her through. And with that knowledge, she embraces the uncertainty of the journey ahead, her heart filled with hope and possibility. As Ayanda speaks, she feels a weight lifting from her shoulders, the burden of her doubts and fears slowly dissipating with each word. She explains how she's always had a passion for sewing, how the feel of fabric between her fingers and the hum of the sewing machine have always brought her joy. But amidst her passion for sewing, Ayanda can't shake the feeling of uncertainty that gnaws at her heart. She wonders if she's making the right decision, if she's ready to pursue her dreams in the face of so much uncertainty. Her mother listens with a gentle smile, her eyes filled with pride and admiration. She assures Ayanda that it's okay to have doubts, to question the path ahead. She reminds her daughter that life is a journey filled with twists and turns, and that it's okay to take a step back and reevaluate her priorities. With a deep sense of gratitude, but amidst her fears of pursuing her dreams, Ayanda knows that there is another matter weighing heavily on her heart, the prospect of marriage. She tells her mother of the young man who has captured her affections, of the love that has blossomed between them despite the challenges they face. As she speaks of her feelings for him, Ayanda's voice softens, her eyes filling with tears. She tells her mother of her desire to marry him, to build a life together filled with love and companionship. Her mother listens intently, her eyes filled with a mixture of pride and sadness. She knows that her daughter's dreams are valid, that her desires are worthy of pursuit. But she also knows the challenges that lie ahead, the obstacles that must be overcome. As the sun begins to set over the African village, Adana and Amadi find themselves standing beneath the sprawling branches of the ancient baobab tree. The air is filled with the bustling sounds of the marketplace, but in this moment, they are alone, their hearts laid bare before one another. Amadi takes Adana's hand in his eyes filled with warmth and affection as he begins to speak. He expresses his deep love for her, explaining how she has captured his heart in a way he never thought possible. Adana listens intently, her heart swelling with emotion as she hangs on his every word. With tears glistening in her eyes, Adana reaches out to touch Amadi's cheek, her own feelings of love and longing overwhelming her. She knows in that moment that she feels the same way, that she can't imagine her life without him by her side. Their eyes lock in a silent exchange, a shared understanding passing between them as they stand beneath the ancient baobab tree. In that moment, they know that they are meant to be together, their souls intertwined in a bond that transcends time and space. Amadi then produces a small velvet box from his pocket, opening it slowly to reveal a simple yet elegant ring nestled within. Its shimmering diamond catches the last rays of the setting sun as Amadi asks Adana to marry him. Overwhelmed with joy and gratitude, Adana nods her head, her voice choked with emotion as she accepts his proposal. With tears of happiness streaming down her cheeks, she embraces Amadi. feeling a sense of completeness wash over her as they seal their love with a tender kiss. And in that moment, Adana and Amadi embark on a new chapter of their lives together, filled with love, laughter, and endless possibilities. Amadi had brought out a side of Adana she didn't know existed, a side filled with laughter, joy, and an overwhelming sense of belonging. With him by her side, she felt as though she could conquer anything, as though the weight of the world had been lifted from her shoulders and replaced with a sense of boundless possibility. Amadi found himself standing before Adana's parents with a heart full of determination and love. The air was filled with the sounds of the village settling into the evening. But in this moment, all Amadi could hear was the steady rhythm of his own heartbeat. With a deep breath to steady his nerves, Amadi spoke from the depths of his soul, his voice steady, yet filled with emotion as he expressed his intentions. He spoke of his deep love for Adana, of the joy and happiness she had brought into his life, and of his unwavering commitment to stand by her side through thick and thin. As he spoke, Amadi could feel the weight of his words hanging in the air, his heart pounding in his chest as he awaited the response of Adana's parents. He knew that their approval was essential, that without their blessing, his dreams of building a life with Adana could never come to fruition. Adana's parents listened intently, their expressions thoughtful as they absorbed Amadi's words. They could see the sincerity in his eyes, the depth of his love for their daughter, and they knew that their decision would shape the course of Adana's future. With a shared glance, Adana's parents exchanged silent communication, their hearts heavy with the weight of the decision before them. But as they looked into Amadi's eyes, they saw the promise of a future filled with love, respect, and unwavering devotion. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, Adana's father spoke, his voice strong, yet filled with warmth and understanding. He welcomed Amadi into their family with open arms, offering his blessing and support for their union. Tears of joy welled in Amadi's eyes as he embraced Adana's father, feeling a sense of relief and gratitude wash over him. In that moment, he knew that his dreams were finally coming true, that he had found not only the love of his life, but a family who welcomed him with open hearts and open minds. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the African village, Amadi felt a sense of peace settle over him. With the blessing of Adana's parents, he knew that he was ready to embark on this new chapter of his life, hand in hand with the woman he loved, surrounded by the love and support of those who mattered most. Adana found herself in the familiar embrace of her sewing studio, the rhythmic hum of the sewing machine filling the air with a comforting melody. It had been several weeks since her marriage to Amadi, but amidst the whirlwind of wedding celebrations and newfound marital bliss, Adana had remained steadfast in her commitment to her craft. Despite her new role as a wife, Adana had made a promise to herself to never let go of her dreams. With the unwavering support of Amadi by her side, she continued to pursue her passion for sewing, carving out precious moments of solitude amidst the chaos of daily life to indulge in her craft.